Jungkook's tears shaking the internal event room became the most heartbreaking moment in BTS history. Is this the beginning of a farewell no one ever wanted? This question now echoes worldwide, haunting millions of ARMYs still trying to understand. Where is BTS's journey really heading now? And why does Jimin no longer seem to be by his close friend Jungkook's side? This shocking event occurred at a closed event whose leaked video suddenly went viral on social media. In the clip less than a minute long, Jungkook is seen bowing his head with a tear-filled face. His voice falters, his body trembles as he tries to speak. He looks devastated, not only from exhaustion, but because there is something deeper and more personal: loss. What draws the most attention is Jimin's absence at that moment. Jungkook, who is known to have a very close relationship with Jimin, appears alone. The silence and distance between them raise a big question. What is really happening? Jungkook's emotional reaction is not an ordinary expression. These are not tears of fatigue or sadness merely from career pressure. This is hysterical crying coming from a deeper place, a place of loss, heartbreak, and farewell. Many assume this is a response to BTS's internal dynamics, which are increasingly difficult for the public to understand. Moreover, Jimin's absence in that event only strengthens speculation that the relationships among members are no longer as they used to be. Since the official hiatus was announced in 2022, BTS has undergone a complicated transitional period, both personally and professionally. But recently, signs indicating serious shifts in the group structure have become increasingly difficult to ignore. Jimin, who usually actively supports other members, is now rarely seen with Jungkook. No joint posts, no warm interactions that used to frequently happen backstage or on social media. The public wonders, has the legendary closeness of Jungkook turned into emotional distance? This situation is worsened by HYB's seemingly silent stance. There are no official statements clarifying the members' relationships, no confirmations of changes in team dynamics. In such a situation, silence instead becomes a catalyst for wilder rumors. Some sources in the Korean entertainment industry say Jimin is now more focused on personal projects and distancing himself from group interactions, while Jungkook continues to show strong commitment to maintaining BTS's identity. The moment Jungkook cried in front of internal staff, holding his chest and saying words like, "I don't know if we can still be together like before," became an emotional fragment now symbolizing uncertainty. Many fans see this moment as a reflection of Jungkook's sense of loss towards Jimin, not just physically, but emotionally as well. Some Korean music analysts consider this an effect of HYB's internal restructuring. The parent company is said to be preparing a new K-pop era based on AI and a new generation of trainees who will replace BTS's dominance. In leaked documents to the public, BTS is no longer positioned as the main pillar of long-term business strategy, but is only mentioned in the context of legacy or legacy act. For ARMYs who have long seen BTS as a symbol of unity and emotional strength among members, this is not just a management issue, but a big blow to their collective hopes. Jimin's absence by Jungkook's side becomes a real symbol of the ongoing crisis. Many ask, is this an emotional farewell? Or just a temporary phase of increasingly complex career dynamics? In a recent radio interview in Japan, Jungkook subtly mentioned that some things are no longer like before, an ambiguous statement leading many to suspect that this rift is not just media assumption but a reality happening now. On the other hand, fans do not stay silent. Thousands of comments flood Korean online forums and Twitter, questioning where Jimin is, why he did not attend the internal event, and whether there is a personal conflict causing him to distance himself from Jungkook. Some petitions have even been made by global fans demanding transparency from HYB about the status and dynamics of the members' relationships. ARMY feels entitled to know, not out of mere curiosity, but because their emotions and commitment have been deeply invested in BTS. What makes this situation harder is the lack of clarification from Jimin's side. While Jungkook continues to appear publicly, though with a tired and sad expression, Jimin chooses silence. His social media accounts are quiet. No interactions, no explanations. This absence becomes a widening wound for fans used to seeing their warmth and closeness. Is this only a temporary effect of mandatory military service and personal busy schedules? Or is this truly the beginning of BTS's fragmentation that has long been concealed by the temporary narrative? The fact that not a single official party has issued a statement clarifying the situation only worsens speculation. JUNGKOOK crying in a closed room is not just a personal expression, it is a very strong signal that something big has happened. Some sources in the music industry say internal discussions are underway to decide the future direction of each BTS member independently. If true, then Jimin's absence by JUNGKOOK might not be a coincidence, but part of a painful transition process. Fans are beginning to accept the bitter possibility that their era of togetherness is changed, perhaps forever. Currently, ARMYs worldwide hold their breath. They no longer only want concerts or comebacks. They want clarity. They want to know whether JUNGKOOK's tears mark the end of a journey or the start of a more painful chapter. And they want to know where Jimin really is when his friend is emotionally shattered in front of everyone. For most fans, this is not about a favorite idol. It is about an emotional bond built for over a decade. When JUNGKOOK cries and Jimin is not by his side, not only BTS is fractured, but also the hopes of millions who have made them a light in their lives. Now the world waits, not just for an official statement, but for answers to the most painful question: is BTS still one? Or are we witnessing a slow farewell no one wants to admit? After JUNGKOOK's hysterical crying moment that shocked the world and Jimin's absence by his side, one big question cannot be avoided. Is all this really true? Or is it part of a narrative deliberately shaped to create dramatic effect in the public eye? In this digital era, where public perception can be shaped in seconds through short video clips, visual manipulation, and media narratives steered in certain directions, it is important for us to distance ourselves and view everything critically. The viral clip showing JUNGKOOK in a heavy emotional state indeed appears authentic. But how much do we truly know about the context behind that moment? Who recorded it? In what event? Is the incident really related to BTS's internal conflict or just a cut from another situation manipulated by media narratives? Viral sources like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Twitter clips have become main tools for spreading this information. But can we consider these sources valid and trustworthy? Furthermore, if Jimin was truly absent from the event, is that a sign of a broken personal relationship with JUNGKOOK or merely coincidence due to different personal schedules? Can one person's absence in a moment be a basis for concluding their relationship is disturbed? Or are we trapped in a visual illusion framed by ARMY's collective emotion and capitalized on by social media to create uproar? We cannot deny that some information sources in this article come from open platforms and are not always supported by thorough fact verification. Many narratives spread through fanbase accounts, speculative Twitter threads, and free analysis from YouTube channels not under official journalistic umbrellas. In the fast-moving information world today, we must ask, are we consuming news or just narratives packaged dramatically to trigger emotional engagement? Criticism also comes from various parties, including independent music journalists and Korean entertainment industry analysts, who assess this phenomenon could be a form of sensational distraction. Sensational disturbance used to keep public attention focused on BTS, especially during their military hiatus. Could it be that this emotional breakup narrative is strategically used by certain parties to keep BTS relevant in public discourse during their inactive period? Moreover, it is important to realize that an artist's emotion in public cannot simply be interpreted as a representation of their personal relationship dynamics. JUNGKOOK crying, that is a visual fact. But the reason behind those tears remains uncertain. Perhaps he is under personal pressure unrelated directly to Jimin or BTS. Perhaps he misses the stage. Perhaps he is simply tired. But why do media and the public immediately conclude this results from a fractured relationship with Jimin? Such an attitude, quick to conclude based on emotion without clear data, is a reflection of how today's digital society is highly vulnerable to information manipulation. As a viewer and fan, are you really sure what you see is the truth? Or are you watching someone else's interpretation of an incomplete reality? Let's pause and reflect. What makes us believe easily? Is it because we love BTS so much that we refuse to think critically about negative narratives? Or precisely because of that love, we become too sensitive and quickly react to every sign of separation, even if it may not be true? HYB's silence must also be seen from two sides. On one hand, the agency's quietness could be a sign that something big is being processed internally and not ready to be announced. On the other hand, HYB might deliberately let rumors spread to test market response and keep BTS in public. Thank you.